can't give you my fruit cup.
If I give you my fruit cup, then I won't get my vitamins.
If I give you my fruit cup today, I'll have to give it to you every day. And then I won't get all my vitamins and minerals. Speaking of vitamins and minerals.
I'm going to get my B vitamins.
Get my B vitamins. Right?
Yeah, and get the B vitamins on the B sides in the green room. Oh, not yeah.
Sláinte.
Oh, yeah. Philly D.
It's your Gemini.
Baby.
Always with the... I don't get it.
No.
I don't get it. Oh, we're both having swords, but different swords. Don't cross the streams.
This one's really interesting. I like that.
Dude, I'm telling you, double red's pretty dope, right?
Cherry and honey. That's...
Yeah, but like a freaking... A double red. So like a red is kind of sour, like a little bitter, but not really. Because I mean, it's still an India ale, right? But it's just a red. And being a double, typically, you know, more stuff, gonna make it a little bit more like the bitter, like, you know, kind of tangy sour side almost. But putting the cherry and the honey, it like, you know, it cuts the sour bitterness out and just like melds everything real nice. Because it's not cherry. Like you can't really pull the whole cherry out of it. It's just floating in there a little bit. You know, it balances.
No, it's nice. It's a very nice balance.
Yeah, and honey does a great job of like melding stuff together. That's why I think that one's, you know, as tasty as it is.
So yeah, I'm working on my next recipe right now, and I'm thinking about doing like a meat inspired, but try to keep it on the lighter.
Was that mead or meat?
Mead.
You gotta enunciate because I can't.
Mead is usually like a wine, and it can reach like around
It's a honey wine.
20%. It's pretty strong stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean,
You say wine, it's more like sake.
Sake.
You know, it's like it's strong.
Suck it to me.
But I'm thinking about you. I keep forgetting the name of this, but it's basically like it's a hybrid between a beer and a mead. And I keep forgetting the name of it, but I want to do something like that for my next recipe. And I'm still going over my mind like what percentages of what I want to use, but I want to make it like honey forward. So it's much more like a mead, but with carbonation, something drinkable. You know what I mean? To get that percentage of honey and water. And
if it's good, you know what you can do? You can call it, oh, honey. Sorry, that was a horrible joke. I apologize for that.
Braggot.
A braggot.
I was like, what'd you call him?
It's called a braggot.
I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
But yeah, and then looking into it just last night, I was like doing some research on meads. And apparently mead is one of the oldest drinks. It's one of the oldest alcoholic beverages in written history anyway. Documented history, I don't know.
It's just fermented fruit and honey pretty much, right?
Well, I know the Sumerian recipe that they finally figured out, which was actually encoded in a poem, turned out to be made with barley cakes, which were made with like nearly full grain barley. It looked like more like a granola bar in the shape of a small loaf. They would use those, which were made with honey, and then I think they would add additional honey to the recipe and just ferment that whole mess. And they just kind of let it happen. Like they didn't do a whole lot of control or anything, but it was over thousands of years that it developed this art of making I guess it would be kind of it depends on how much honey they use, whether you'd consider it a mead beer, you know, a braggot. Sounds funny. A braggart. No, a braggot.
I didn't say nothing, man.
You gonna do that every time I say braggot? They're like 100.
There's an episode of Scrubs.
100.
100. There's an episode of Scrubs where he meets this doctor, and his name, you know, the character's name is Dr. Mantoots.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. And he finds this out, and he's just like as he meets him, he's like, "This is Dr. Mantoots," and he's just, He can't. Later on, he goes to tell the story of meeting the guy and his buddy who's on the show, which the two of them are like little kids. Basically, tells him he's like, "Yeah, it's Dr. Mantoots," and they both at the same time they're like, "Mantoots." Oh, it's hilarious. Aren't you glad I didn't say How I Met Your Mother?
No, just
I'm diversifying.
I'm just thinking about that. I don't know where I heard that once, that somebody said that in general men don't mature beyond the age of about 13 emotionally.
I mean, I wouldn't say emotionally, maybe like,
but there's moments like that
intelligently.
where you can't help yourself. You know, like, I know I need to show respect, but
Dude, fart jokes are funny. Come on, doo-doo is hilarious. This is the thing. This is not me. This is, everybody agrees. Poop and farts are funny. You can always do a doo-doo joke.
Just thinking back to high school, I can't imagine somebody with the name Mantoots.
You farted.
I think it would have been turned into man tits or something like that.
Booty tits.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, do you remember Booty Tits? Oh, I love that guy.
Of course I do.
Yeah, that was actually a dude.
I do.
That was like one of our guys' nicknames.
Yeah.
Fucking hated it.
Everybody had a nickname.
I don't think I do. I mean, I was Skates, right?
For a while, you were Skates.
Long time. Yeah, the dude, my dude.
I remember the first time I heard, I was like, who the hell is Skates? You're like, I'm Skates.
And you're like, what? Yeah, no.
Like, just don't worry about it. It's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, my first chef, Mike, he gave it to me. Rest his soul. Dude, good dude. Miss that guy, that's for sure. But yeah, no, he's the one that called me Skates because I was always coming into work with his like big raver, fat, huge skater pants. Like, dude, you know.
The chain.
Yeah, chain wallet, half my butt showing, long t-shirt because it's like a triple X.
Hat on backwards.
I didn't wear hats.
Oh,
Never really been a hat dude. Not until I started golfing. All of a sudden, I was just like, dude, I need a hat. So I had it up for golf.
Right. Okay.
No.
What kind of hat for golf?
Just like regular old sport cap, I guess.
I don't know.
Like standard ball cap.
You need a newsie, man. You need a newsie cap. You need a flat cap, like a.
What is this? The 1940s?
No, but that's. Man,
Am I going to start saying moxie?
That's the thing.
Shot had some moxie. Had too much pop. Sorry.
I mean, I'm not going to say you have to wear pants with sailboats on. I'm just saying, like.
What is a blucher? What is a shoe for yachting? Blotter. Cutter is a tool.
You're all over the place already.
I was all up on some PCU.
Or so.
Get down on it.
Hang in the green room.
Get down on, dude. I know it's green room. Yeah, I was out to lunch today, and I was like chatting this one kid up. He was.
You were out to lunch today.
Yeah, he was our bartender, so we were just like BSing or whatever, and we kind of started just talking. Before you know, we're talking like he's read the 4 agreements and The Secret and a bunch of other stuff, and like, yeah, it was a pretty good conversation.
4 agreements and a bunch of other stuff. Celestine Prophecy.
No, just like The Secret, and I turned him on to The Answer. I told him what that was about, and how you can actually like meditate, visualize, affirm.
No Krishnamurti in there. No.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
No. Terrible.
Is that not what has?
Just saying, this.
I'm just saying, screen room.
Word.
Oh man. So we
Represent.
Well, dude, this is what I many a times come back to the fact that I was very on board with doing the whole green room thing as your suggestion, because it really did. Because we knew adding the equipment was going to modify conversation. Like it can't not. The pure physics of it is there's equipment in the room. It's going to.
Not.
Yeah, it's going to do it. Double negative, which means it is. And so it's like, that's what I'm saying. And so that's the thing is like, I've always been behind the idea of doing the green room because it does keep to that pure and innocence, because we don't give a shit here. This is where we just chill.
Because down here.
Dude, it's our time. Our time down here.
Our time down here.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, you know what I mean?
In all fairness, I mean, you want to listen, that's awesome. This would be going on anyway.
100.
That's the way I look. 100.
100.
100. That's the way I look at it.
Oh, you can't turn me down because I'm all the way up.
Alabama.
I like the way she does it. She cracks me up. Every time I hear that shit when I'm like re-listening and stuff, she cracks me up. Well, I don't know. I think it's a combination of like tone, inflection, and timing of it. It's like the full trifecta.
I didn't have the timing.
Oh, no. I'm just saying my preference is whenever she does it.
It's like, from a mechanic. That means a lot.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
All right, cool.
Timing.
Good. Dude, dude, your dad jokes suck.
Dude, you suck.
Sometimes I do. I'm aware of this. It's not going to change the facts of you.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, no, I will say I feel like
Jiggle bitties.
I feel like as I've been re-listening to our more recent green rooms, like we've been a lot more on that, just like literally just chilling and just, you know, being us, just like literally chopping it up. You know, there's
what is chop? And I never asked you that before. What is chopping it up?
You asked me.
I asked you.
Dude, chopping it up, man. That's just BSing.
Like talking about real stuff. Is that what we're gonna do?
Well, but I mean, chopping it up is anything from just like, yo, what's the weather? It's good. Blah, blah, blah. You're going back and forth.
Shooting the shit.
Exactly. Same chopping it up.
Like ask the real difficult questions though. That was early on, wasn't that? That was one of my things. I had a whole list of things that I thought it was supposed to be about. And you apparently thought it was all going to be skits.
I was hoping for.
I mean, not that we couldn't take that angle. I mean, because art is a good form of expression, right? And I was saying that to you before, that there's sometimes some of the things I want to say, they're easier to express if you're going to use an art form.
Okay.
Right? Hey. If it's comedy, you know.
I think we's comedy.
Is it a tragic comedy?
If it's meant for the purpose of comedy. Comedy is tragic.
Dude, there was a joke in there about us being a train wreck. I swear. Something, it just looped in my head. I was like, that's funny. If my
train falls off the track.
Pick it up.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying.
If you can read this t-shirt.
I'll put you back.
You're too close.
Please put me on my bar stool.
Oh, if you can read this, flip me over. Oh. But yeah, no, I'm on.
Right.
What would you say you do? You know, like, so I feel because we
know what I hate?
People who drive hybrid cars. Pay for gas, you pussy. Whoa. Yeah, we were just I love that guy. He makes videos out of like anything. He cracks me up. We were watching some of them again, but
can't help it.
I really want to, especially with the idea of us trying to take one of our, you know, like the B-sides or whatever and put it on Round Guys Network and whatnot. Because, I mean, we're in the talks of doing that. And it's like, if we actually do that, I really want to keep.
That's my only concern is, what does that mean, though?
That's why I'm like.
Like, does that.
Well, so just like I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying? Like this.
But just like I'm telling you, once we put it into a means of we had to have structure, it became more structured. It was an innate ability of it. Like it was going to happen. There's no avoiding that, right? So my only, I guess, fear.
But why was it specifically, and I don't know if I asked that before, but why was it specifically the green room? Because there's no ownership of that?
Yeah, because it's more of exclusivity for doing, you know, directions of music, because we want to hook those people up. I mean, you know, they're taking care of us. He's actually been building that station up pretty well. You know, we were the second podcast to go on there, and he had just put on the other one before us by, like, you know.
But why not do it as a co-op? I mean, is that completely out of the question? Like that?
Because again, you're going to take away the exclusivity. And in order for us to really...
Because they're trying to do the same thing.
Well, it just becomes a redundancy as well as the other person's not getting...
There's a radio station dedicated to that, or is that just what it's...
What do you mean?
Is that just the name of this venture?
What do you... Well, I don't know.
The RG Radio?
Yeah, no, it's so it's not a continuous live feed. It's just a platform. It's its own mini YouTube in a sense where you can go in and listen to or watch any of the other podcasts whenever you want.
Okay.
But we would want to be able to offer them the same exclusivity of, hey, you guys get to air it first.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
Before we put it out on alternate platforms as a rerun aspect. So it's like you get, first dibs, which because, that it's kind of nice to give them that. So it's the same thing we did for the radio show. So that's why I'm like, I would say we should do green room.
Like, do we still have to have that conversation about what's the fine print? Like what?
We do.
Right.
I'm aware of what, the majority of what it is we need to constrain ourselves to.
If that means we have to start changing stuff, then it's not the green room. It's now something else.
Well, so that's my point now is the green room should still be the green room where it's the first conversation. It's still us just chopping it up, bullshitting, warming up the mics, like literally, double checking equipment, getting ourselves going, chilling, enjoying each other, really just doing what we're doing now. It's, we're catching up. We're just chatting. We're bullshitting.
All the really important stuff happens in the green room. I mean, like,
that's why I think this is the real show.
Well, realistically, like, think about it. That's when, like, if you have a for real, not for real, but if you have if you have a radio station and you have an area where like all your guests for that night are going to be waiting with each other, there's all kinds of conversations and all kinds of stuff happening, interactions that are going on there that are just as, if not more important, because there's no restrictions.
Well, right. Well, that's why we would never put video in this set because it's Vegas, bro. What happens here stays here.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah, the fact that we're actually recording this, y'all can hear it. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Sorry. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I still want to make sure that we keep green room. But then I want to be able to that's why I'm like, I feel we should do green room is green room. And then we switch it over to B-sides. So then we do like green room, then we can record either I'm Telling You or B-sides and then the other one. So that we still do green room, which was like, maybe that's only like 30 minutes. Like we hold ourselves to like 30 or 45 minutes. And then boom, it's like, hey, quick break. Let's,
See, my biggest concern with any of that is if you're not going to take it raw, like that's what it is. Like, I don't know what
you mean by that.
I don't know.
Wait, it kind of helps if you're going to prove a point over here, buddy.
Well, I mean, the purpose of a green room is like a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think we still need to keep green room
away from that. Like,
that's what I'm saying. We need to separate and do green room is green room, and then we take B-sides and we make it more music centric in its structure. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the same thing on that one is if we say it's a 30-minute show, it's 30 minutes. If we say it's an hour show, it's an hour. Like we dictate everything.
Well, I feel this is going to be much more a platform probably for interview purposes. I'd hate to use that word, but as far as having a guest on.
Correct. And I think that's what I was saying is
interview. We just
correct.
We invited you here to talk and share beverage and
just the fact that you're a musician or an auto mechanic or a string theory physicist, we don't give a crap. We're still going to have the same kind of conversations regardless. It's just we're going to get
theory. It may be Ghostbusters.
It's probably going to be Ghostbusters. Let's be honest.
Probably string theory into Ghostbusters back to string theory.
It's in there. I'm telling you.
Somehow Gremlins. I don't.
But so my thing is having that second platform gives us a whole other audience that really does give us the viability to add in additional guests. Like it really gives us a secondary draw that I think is going to provide quite a bit of additional guests for us. Because, I mean, that's something we've been talking about trying to get into is, setting up and get the timing of and actually make this a thing. And not to have it as an interview, but to have that conversation.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
agree.
feel,
Yeah.
one, calling it the B-sides, which is, the B-side of the vinyl. So that's a musical thing. The fact that it's Round Guys Radio Network. Most of the individuals that we would be drawing from are going to be artists of the fact of playing music, painting, something in that regard. So I think trying to kind of keeping that as like the center idea.
Yeah, because I think
theme.
if it wasn't something that was driven by something that's already there, something with substance, which I would love to do. I'd love to get into that. So, I mean, because this is all connecting to local.
Yeah,
So
dude, this is the whole give it to the community.
Local
Support,
business owners, local artists,
It would give us,
local media.
because here's the thing is what I'm telling you is we can't shameless plug there. You can say who you are giving context, but you can't say, hey, come check us out. You can't say, hey, we're over here and we got deals going on. You can't advertise at all because it's 100% free, like, right? So we're kind of restricted in that regard where you can come and shameless plug, but you kind of can't. Whereas if we did the split of Green Room and B-sides, if we did straight B-sides, I mean, we can still get that guest who came on to either do I'm Telling You or B-sides, and they still get a Green Room with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like maybe in different scenarios, it would be like we do Green Room, and if that guest is there to do the B-sides or I'm Telling You, we get them on for that first. And it's like, hey, while you're here, do you want to hop on and do the other set with us too? So it just gives us a, that kind of, I guess, allowance for additional spots to really draw those people in to get additional conversations on all the platforms. And
Yeah,
really
I feel like in a way, and I always joke about it being like the real show, but like, when we're ready to cut for the radio edit, I feel like in a way, like we kind of get a little practice in. You know what I mean? So we kind of test the waters with what feels comfortable for conversation, and then we kind of somehow weave that back in.
And that's what I really like the Green Room because it kind of sets the tone for the night.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, it's that fly on the wall thing. It's not just being in the room for the conversation. It's being in the room for the other conversations.
And what is it? Several times now, and I don't know how many times because I heard it from you pretty much mostly, but my favorite compliment.
It sounds like I'm like standing right there having the conversation with you all.
Sitting down, having a beer with you.
We're standing around a campfire and we're all just BSing like, yeah, man, you're a part of the conversation. Like you could just be like, oh, may I interject? And it's like, well, of course you can. Please, bro, by all means, man, speak up. DM me, speak to me, bro.
Yeah, we could do one of those live shows where people can comment.
Well, yeah, and our boy Adam's been talking like he's, especially now that he's, so the one he added a 2-hour rock show basically before us, like almost like a standard radio show, of like, just an MC or a DJ spinning records, talking about stuff, and just plays rock music for 2 hours. So that's on before us now as like a new platform. So he's all about really starting to develop this into an actual functioning radio station, not just an emulator pumping out a bunch of music that's post-war jazz. So he's starting to diversify his portfolio of, MCs, DJs, everything, as well as like getting a few other people to kind of do background stuff. So he's really starting to turn this.
In his opinion, we represent local.
Well, so the one spot is from like Oregon. The other one is I think maybe East Coast or Midwest, but more out this way. Like he's actually added a couple other shows to the platform. So like him doing the first podcast and then putting us on a couple months after, I think we were really that catalyst that kind of started pushing stuff that all of a sudden his station started to get some traction that he's like, yo, I can easily just kind of add a little here and there. Cause do the same thing that we do. We just record our stuff and then upload it and whatever else. But so the one dude that he's been adding that does the 2 hours before us now on the radio show, he's actually talking about doing like a live broadcast, like I think like once a month or something, just to kind of try it out and see what's what. So I mean, yeah, dude, our dude's really all about trying to turn this into more of a real radio station. You know, so I'm really interested to see what that's going to kind of bring about.
Wait, you said the videos that you talking about Jimmy, or
no,
talking about something else? Yeah.
What? No,
sorry,
fuck video. Yeah. I ain't even talking video. This is all radio stuff. This is literally all just So this is our boy Adam
doing live stuff. Yeah,
yeah. Adam's all about trying to do some live stuff. The problem is our schedule in conjunction with his, just they're really not lining up for us because he keeps changing stuff and. You know, because he doesn't have to work. He would prefer to do so because then you're not, you know, spending your money. It's like you can spend somebody else's money kind of a thing. And especially if they're going to pay you what you're worth for what you're doing. Because, I mean, where he's at skill set wise, homie's worth some money, bro. Yeah. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's quality, right? He's got not only the experience and the knowledge, but he loves what he does and he is a purist of it. Like he's an audiophile.
Is just, it's a hobby.
Dude, this is what he loves.
It's an expensive hobby. Yeah.
Well, because he's also a DJ for was it WDVR?
WDRB?
Yeah, Delaware Valley Radio. Yeah, no, Delaware Valley.
Yeah, DVR. Well, no, is it? No. But it was WDRB. Delaware
Radio Valley. No.
I don't know. Whatever.
I'm pretty sure it's Delaware Valley Radio.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's WDVR. Is one of them. Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, I feel like this doesn't work. But yeah, no. So he's really all about. And so what he just did, because we were just talking about what he just did with adding to the platform for like contacts with showing pictures and giving background and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we were already talking about having to do that to do Round Guys because they do the same thing there. So it's that kind of level. So I mean, really. Our guy stepping up his radio network to that level, it's kind of putting us on point to like step our game up across the board. And dude, we've been at this for a year. It's time. You need to kick it up a notch. Bam!
100.
100. Alabama!
Is that what you're saying? 100.
Pretty much.
Say it with me.
We went from 0 to 100 real quick.
It wasn't quick. I mean,
I'm gonna do, bro. Check it. All right, YouTube numbers, right? So YouTube numbers. It took us. We were from the time that I really started putting this out and like supporting and trying to like get traction with what we were doing. It took us, I want to say, almost a year to get to 1,000 views. You know, it was like 10 and a half, almost 11 months, right? You know how much longer it's taken from that point to get to 1,500 to literally get another 500, which should take at least 6 months because we're talking about close to a year, right? So it's like 5.5 months, 2.5 months. We're already at like over 1,500 views. Like it's already getting to that exponential rate kind of component because we've been very consistent in putting out material, which I mean, they say that's the biggest thing.
That counts for everything that's on that channel that you have. Which also means that's all the old videos that you had done, just you.
Correct. However, if you look at all of those views, dude, there's maybe like at best 70, 100. So, I mean, we're legit just us, 1,500 views.
Okay.
Yeah, and timeline-wise, for one, you know, doing my research. Well, you know me, I do my research. So timeline-wise, the way the numbers are and the way they're building because of how we're doing stuff, they're very consistent. Where it's like, yo, another 6 months to a year from now, all of a sudden it's like, oh, holy crap. Like, we're starting to actually get a following because there's a consistency. We're always pumping stuff out and it just keeps building our catalog as well as, you know.
Well, it's at a like a geometric rate.
Well, so as we add additional platforms, meaning going to Round Guys and then also probably doing a secondary spot for like either, Apple Music or Spotify or even both. Or so as we get a stronger footing and have a larger catalog of material, all of that, you start throwing it this way and that. Yeah, it becomes exponential. I mean, that's just how it happens. So before you know it, a year from now, we go from like, hey, we only had like 1,500 views. Now all of a sudden across the board, we got like hundreds of thousands because we're on so many different platforms. We're grabbing from each one and it just draws them to others and, it's whatever else.
You been keeping up with Joe Rogan?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because what's he...
Hells to the yeah. I'm sorry.
What's he been into? He's been into... He got in trouble or something?
No, he didn't.
Well...
No, he didn't.
It's such a joke, but...
All right, so here's the deal. He did the interview with Dr. Malone. Dr. Malone is...
And like, you're not allowed to speak the truth, apparently, because I think that's what happened.
Well, so, all right, here, I'm going to do sidebar real quick, and then we'll get back to this. This is why I want to keep Green Room.
Right?
Well, because I want not only just for the purity of the idea of the show, but also because I know you have very strong opinions like I do. However, with the way I'm trying to position us for everything is there needs to be some tact and, a little discretion on certain things. I really want to be able to give us a legit platform where we're just like, F you, we don't give a shit. We're going to talk about this. We don't have to be timeless. We don't have to answer to anybody. We can talk what we want, when we want, how we want. That's what fucking Green Room's about. We can swear, we can drink, we don't care.
But we do care. But like, I mean,
no, not in Green Room. Green Room, it's like
no. But I remember telling you before. It's like when I curse, I want it to be. Poignant.
It's an inflection. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
it's like gesturing.
I don't want to be saying it every other because then there's no power behind it, and it's just it takes away. It takes away a lot of things.
Well, see, that's why I like.
It takes away your ability to kind of, judge what's being said because then you're putting it behind this.
See, this is why I like Malcolm X.
Like a gangster,
This is why I like Malcolm X. He points it as, I'm going to paraphrase, but more or less states that we use profanity because we lack the ability.
Yes, I love that one.
We lack the ability to express ourselves succinctly. So whether it's we're being rash.
No, I don't think that was verbatim, but yeah,
that's what I paraphrased.
Yeah.
More or less the idea is like, yeah, we draw to that quick, it's like saying like or thing or John or it's a quick input to Smurf talk because we're not willing to take the time to formulate our thoughts, to be succinct and actually express ourselves in a literal manner where we're being impeccable with our word. So profanity should never have to be a thing because you're being impeccable. However, this day and age, profanity seems to be the way that adults talk. And we get to celebrate like, yo, I pay taxes, you can go F yourself.
The tough thing is like impeccable kind of implies perfection, which I don't think anyone should really try to attain perfection because that's an unreachable goal. There is no such thing. But in truly being honest with yourself and your endeavors and those that you care about, in trying your best to be honest and be forthright and be like all these things that make you a decent human being, air quotes, as I smack the mic.
It's the first time of the night. You're doing good. Keep going, buddy. You got this. Keep on. Go.
All those things that make you a decent human being. It's not all tongue in cheek. It's not all. There's a fleshiness behind the radio personality here. There's something that can't be repeated.
It's ineffable. I'm ineffable.
It's ineffable. You know what ineffable means, though, right?
Unexplainable with words.
Right. That's right.
Anybody got like some glow sticks? Sorry.
In layman's terms.
All right. So, anyways, back to what we were. I really want to be able to keep Green Room because it gives us that ability to just be like and just spill it. Right. And,
and shotgun. Sorry. Buffy.
Oh, mama.
I like big butt.
Hey, boss, big butts. And it gives us that spot to do that. And so that's why I'm like, I've gone from a spot of loving this idea of the green room to support you because it was your idea. And it's like, hey, you were finally attempting to truly contribute other than just like, oh, I want to be on the mic now. Because we had already done a bunch of test runs. Like we had, I want to say like 7 or 8 recorded sessions. And all of a sudden you're like, once we did legit, hey, this is what we were going to say. I'm telling you is now. We ran with it. You instantly afterwards was just like, we need something else.
Said,
I did.
You said to me for years, you look at me and you said, after, I don't know, like a 2-3 hour conversation, like over and over, time and time again.
Yeah,
you said, maybe we should just hit record.
Yeah. That's pretty literal.
That's all you said. Maybe we should just hit record.
That's very verbatim for the most part.
Just to see how it feels.
That sounds like something I would say.
You said. So, I mean.
Just try it.
To me, that's the only thing that's real.
It sounds so much dirtier when you say it.
I think, I love when you joke around with the fact that this is the real show.
Because I think it is.
Because
like you said.
Like you said.
Like you said, it's that fly on the wall. It's a deeper connection to how you and I really converse. It's us being truly free.
I mean, honestly, and if you could find a lot of venue like that, which a lot of times don't get that, but like, do you want to watch an interview that's broadcast national, multinational on television, or do you want to get the interview that was like in the back room where like there were only 2 people present, or 3?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, I've always been very adamant about saying the green room idea is the real show.
Like all the real business happens in the back room. All the real business decisions happen in the bathroom. I mean, like, but it's pretty
behind
shitty. In a lot of that's the thing. But in a lot of times, it's behind closed doors that
that's why, because it's shitty. You want to keep that.
All the action happens, though. Not that.
All the action.
Think about it all. Like
you're killing me.
Major moguls of businesses.
Major moguls.
Major mogul. Reporting for duty, sir.
That's how I met your mother thing. Dude, anytime you say like, major or private or...
Busting me up over here.
Go. Come on.
No, I'm not going to just go. You can't just wind me up and I'm not going to ching, ching, ching anymore.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I think democracy rules. 2 against 1.
No, you can't.
Go, monkey,
go. And a laugh is not a vote.
Dance, monkey.
No, you can't.
Dance.
No, I just got a visualization of the ching, ching, ching.
Ching, ching, ching. Yeah, which, my mind, when I see that little monkey with the ching, ching.
That was not a slur.
You know what I see?
That was not a racial slur.
Do you know what I see when I see the monkey doing the ching, 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 ching? Poltergeist. Because there's that little monkey that sits in the closet when all the toys start going off, and the monkey's got that look on his face. He's like, ching,
wasn't
ching.
It
was in Poltergeist.
The Shining, though? Wasn't that the one where that was famous?
Yeah, I think so. Literally in my mind, though, is I go to, because then the clown goes under the bed.
It was the clown
Hi, Billy.
It was the clown that was the centerpiece in that one for me.
Well, that was the most evil, but it started with a little wind-up monkey that had that possessed shit-eating grin
funny.
where it's like, we're going to eat your soul, ching, ching, ching.
You know what's funny? Everybody teases me for this, and including my children. Including my children. But like, I can't stand clowns. There's just something really creepy about clowns. And it predates It, but It definitely didn't help, if you know what I mean by it. Stephen King's It.
God, I love Tim Curry. Sorry, I had to.
Just had to throw that in there.
Dude.
Okay.
That's a special man right there.
I mean, I feel like there's more there.
Dude, he is.
I mean, I'm here because I care. You know what I mean? So please just share openly.
All right, so Fern Gully, Last Rainforest, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Of course, yeah. Of course.
Well, yeah, and then, I mean, what would you just say?
Clue.
As a butler, right? So,
Yeah.
but he is on a musical level, entertainment, I mean, acting.
It's like vaudeville. Yeah.
Beyond. He is.
Vaudeville and beyond.
Well, so you want to say like.
Isn't that a store?
When we had, yeah, I think so. 21 Forever. When we had we had that conversation about
and beyond, like
underrated, underrated or underappreciated artists. I definitely think Tim Curry, while he's very revered, doesn't get anywhere near the clout that he really deserves. Like, he is phenomenal.
Well, a lot of artists don't get the clout during the time that they're living. I mean, it's not uncommon. I mean, I don't think Picasso was really, really famous when he was alive.
He sucks.
I don't want to get into all that, but don't want to offend anybody. I mean, Picasso is not bad, but
What if he was from Canada?
hey, what's that supposed to mean? Oh, because I like to pick on people from Canada. Is that what we're saying?
I mean, the numbers.
What about the numbers? All right.
The numbers would indicate relative bias towards what had happened.
Like, I had a girlfriend. Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Where is she? She's in Canada.
You wouldn't know her. Met her in Canada.
I met her in Canada.
No, you wouldn't know her. I met her at Niagara Falls. Dude, that's why I'm like, running joke. Brian Johnson or Michael Anthony Hall only gets a girlfriend who is from, air quotes, Canada.
The same guy in different roles.
Well, yeah, he was
in 16 Candles, right?
You know what? I got to think about. I don't. Honestly, I think 16 Candles. There was a reference to, because he was like super nerd in that one too. That he had, he's done it like once, and he was like, in camp, and the chick was from Canada or something like that. I don't know.
Anybody who says they've done it once means that they never did it.
Well,
I'm just joking.
on the average, probably. Anyhow. Yeah, no, but that was
you can just come out and say some shit like that.
But that was like
Well, yes, you can, because it's the green room.
But that's what I'm saying. Because that was the relative average with like John Hughes was he kept Anthony Michael Hall as that character that's like, she's from Canada, air quotes.
Like, he had a fake ID so he could vote.
Yeah, but I totally goofed it. I made myself like 65.
But no, we don't get drunk. No, we don't get high.
No, we don't.
What do you tank up? You load up. You load up.
You party.
You party. That's what it was. I'm the butcher.
You are, dude. It's like when somebody says the word wrong and then you go to correct them, but because it now puts you in that loop of them saying it wrong, you can't say it right. Sometimes you get me on the quotes like that where I'm like,
I know that's not it, but that's wrong.
Yeah, quick, somebody slap him. He's broken. But yeah, no, dude, Tim Curry, man, like for real, he definitely doesn't get enough respect.
Is that what we're doing now? Talking about Tim Curry?
I mean, at the
really
moment.
on a kick?
Well, because you brought him up with the whole like It and Clown and shit.
I mean, there's a lot of good actors out there, but
Vince Vaughn.
What is it about Tim Curry that's really?
He is very
not
diversified.
That I'm disagreeing with you, but I mean,
all right. So like, let's take it to
prove your case.
Method acting, right?
Whose line is it anyway? Oh, sorry.
Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know. Third base. Tim Curry on that kind of a level where he legit becomes the character. Like that's why I'm like, Jack, you all right?
Just had a little Okay.
So,
excuse me. Little belch.
so you look at like the greats of the greats. So I think of like Brando, like he was Method. Jim Carrey. You know what I mean? Jack Nicholson. I always do that. Yeah, Jack Nicholson. So when you look at Nicholson, I mean, those kind of cats, they're very, DiCaprio, like Leonardo, like he's very just, I think
He's,
even
kind
Jamie
of for
Foxx.
our generation.
I want to say even Christopher Walken, like there's a lot of really solid actors that have mad clout and respect.
I just love Christopher Walken because he's not afraid to do this silly stuff. As a matter of fact, it seems like he really enjoys it.
I think he does.
There's
he's a character. Like he's very much like an older Will Ferrell. Like he's just, I'm off on that edge.
How cool would it be if Walken actually listened to one of these episodes? We got to put it in the title. So just put Christopher Walken in the next title for like every show. Just throw it in there somewhere.
I believe he's been listed. No, he's listed, I think, on one of the series 2 episodes.
But I would. That's the one guy I'd just love to meet because he just seems like a real scoundrel, like a real rascal. I don't want to say scoundrel, a real rascal,
a rapscallion,
not dangerous, not mean, but just like a rascal. Like he's got a little bit of that,
He's got a little something, got some sauce on it.
Talking to my guy all wrong.
You too, you guys. I'm saying. You're good. Like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
You. Not the two Utes.
Dude,
That's different. That's totally different.
Dude, he's like a De Niro mixed with like Bobcat Goldthwait. Whoa! You too! Hey! Like, what? What just the fuck is going?
What did you just do? What?
I don't know, dude, because he... Are you talking to me? You got to be talking to me. I don't see anyone else around. You talking like that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, he's a cross between like De Niro and Bobcat because he.
No, yeah, I guess I could see that. Yeah.
Wow, it's crazy. That's what I'm like,
yeah,
but like out of nowhere.
That's a good point. I never really thought about it that way. But.
Marsupials do.
I mean, if you were to try to find a comparison,
and the fast. That's crazy. Wait, what? Frankenstein never scared me. What? What?
Who's the most bizarre, to interview?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that's why I like
Just sounds like a really interesting individual. Like you ask him a question and he just answers with something completely benign, and completely separate from what you were talking about.
However, if you look into it on a metaphorical, anecdotal component,
like a metaphysical,
maybe, but no, dude, if you were to be outside the box and take it as like a metaphor of some sort from an anecdotal standpoint,
you should be outside the box.
Well,
because what's in the box?
What's in the box?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, red snapper, very tasty. No, so to me, it's that thing where it's like, well, no, if you can,
Sláinte.
Dude, you fucking button hook me. Because he's that. I mean, I was drawing from the fact of this is why I love Kevin Pollak's version of.
Walken.
Well, the way he does it, because same thing. It's you ask that question and you get this totally outlandish answer. So my point was it goes to the idea of the Matrix, where the old guy, the council member
for my car.
So the council member and him, they're downstairs and they're talking, and he's telling a story about I know these machines, this, that, and he's just like, wait, what's the point? He's like, what? I don't. There is no point. Old men like me, we know there's no point to make it a point. You know what I mean? So I feel like Christopher Walken in that aspect.
Was that very Uruguay or what?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because think about how Uruguay, when he answers questions, you're just like, wait, what?
You don't even answer a question. You just ask another question.
Well, because when he talks about, control or the illusion of control, right? He's like, I can take this peach and I can crack it and I can plant this seed and it will grow. And he's like, But love it, nurture it, do what you do.
Whether
It's like no
you
matter
may want an apple.
Yeah, you may want an apple tree or an orange tree.
It will be a peach.
But it will be a peach. And you're just like, wait, what?
That's wisdom, man. That is wisdom.
That's why I'm like, if you look at Christopher Walken in that kind of a capacity, especially when you look at like, so, you know, the Kevin Pollak, and this is going back. I mean, this is one of his sketches from years and years and years ago.
With the car keys, with the alarm system, and like he put a starter on his car. Kevin Pollak. You remember that was that whole bit where, what did Walken say? And I can't do it as well as you can, but he's like, you know, I came here with people, and they left.
When they were like out he's coming out of the party, the one of the other Kevin Pollak.
And Kevin goes to offer him a ride home, but like he just realized, he's like, oh, I'm gonna mess with him. He's like, I just got a starter on my car. I just hit this button and it starts itself. So I hit the button and it starts up and the lights come on. Wow! And he like puts his hands out like it's a wild animal in front of him.
I know, like jazz hands almost, but
he's like dipping from side to side, like chase me.
I'm a weasel. Ow.
Kevin Pollak's good. I like him.
But anyway, so going back to the idea of, so Kevin Pollak, the one main bit that he did, because he was on Preston and Steve, and this is where I heard it, you know, in the mainstream, I guess, because I had caught it before, because he's been doing, you know, Christopher Walken for a while. It's like one of his favorite impressions, because it's Christopher Walken. But he was
even Walken likes him, apparently. I mean,
well, the interview between Preston and Steve and Kevin Pollak in and of itself is fucking outrageous. It's great. Kevin Pollak is a great comedian. He's a solid actor. You know, another one of those guys who's underrated. But he's also a great impressionist. You know, he's a solid guy in that capacity. But if you take the context of Walken doing the old man telling a story where he's not making a point, yet he's totally making a point, and you now listen to
like this watch.
Like so here I am for 7 years with this watch up my ass. So when you going to the whole Kevin Pollak, you know, impression of him where he's, you know, Steve he's asking him, like he's interviewing Walken. So he's interviewing Kevin Pollak as Walken. So he's trying to give like context of like, you know, this is how Walken does an interview.
Ask me
like
a question.
He's like, ask me a question.
Yo, how was it working with so-and-so?
Well, no, so his question was, you know, what was it like getting the honor of, you know, having the star, you know, out on, and the, you know, at the, you know, the Chinese Brahmin Theater, like, you know, what was that? And he's like, Frankenstein never scared me. And you're like, wait, what? That makes no sense. However, here's my point. If you take it alternate context where he's trying to make a point without making a point.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What is the star?
He's like, I don't really care about, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. When you get to put your hands in your feet, you're like commemorated, like you're a part of, you're literally now being honored by every peer.
As an actor, as a thespian.
Yeah. It's as an entertainer.
Thespian.
I love thespians.
So serious when I say thespian.
Well, I like some thespians. When you take it into that kind of a context, now all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute. Okay, I get that. Yeah, Frankenstein, the doctor who made the big scary monster, like, yeah, he didn't scare me. You know, he's just a mythical creature. He's just a story. So was the star. And it's like, I did me for me. And it just so happened that all of a sudden my peers were like, yo, you deserve your star, bro. Let's do this.
This is like the Tao of
Christopher Walken.
That's the Tao of Walken. That's to Walkenize.
And that's why I feel that
was
Kevin
my term,
Pollak,
by the way, to Walkenize.
Yeah, to Walkenize.
You got to Walkenize it.
Yeah, right. It's not making rubber. If you look at the context of like Kevin Pollak doing that whole spiel, it really holds water on a much deeper level, which is why I feel, Christopher Walken as himself, him giving those supposed outlandish, like off the wall crazy answers. It's like, were they really?
Needs more cowbell.
I got a fever, and the only cure is some more cowbell. Yeah, no. Ow!
So seriously,
Oh shit!
sincerely, is
So
it time?
we need merch, bro.
We need merch.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, all right, F the idea of getting paid for doing this, right? This is a brand. This is a thing. We start pumping out actual stuff as us. Like that's, there's not a ton of money, but you know what?
Philly D and Gemini on a hat.
What about Miss JD?
We'll work all that in. It's
Wait,
absolutely
dude,
right. Thanks. Thank you.
You see this?
Thank you.
No, put that down. You don't deserve that, bitch. Fucking pump me on it, dude. I got your back, lady. Fuck this dude.
What do you want on a hat?
Everything.
Whatever. Just on our names, our show. I'm telling you on a hat. ITY.
I want that on my hat. I literally want that on my hat.
So far, I have a list I've been
Dude, she's
creating.
been writing shit down. I love this woman.
We did the sweatshirts was a thing.
So on the list we
With our
have.
names on the back, like a football team. I'm saying, dude. I'm telling you.
So
that's what you were
so far,
saying.
you want hoodies.
Word.
You want adult onesies with a back door saying "Sincerely" on the back door.
I don't remember ordering that. I do
she
not remember that.
She looked at me and said, no, that's a thing. Dude, I will totally wear a onesie that says like "Sincerely" or Alabama on my back.
So first sayings on shirts. So far, we have disclaimeria.
Totally. Dude, that one needs to have like the
Nonsensical.
noun or adjective or adverb, whatever the fuck that is.
They should all get that, no?
Like
Some
a
of them.
definition.
But that's what I'm saying.
if
Like that's a
the
line.
thing. What?
That's a line.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the ones where we explain what they are, that's considered a line. So we would make a bunch of different shirts, sweatshirts, hats, whatever, and they would all be like our words as they're explained. So noun, adjectives, like whatever. Yeah, each one would be its own thing. That would be like one of the lines.
Because that was a thing. That was a real thing.
That wasn't. No, it wasn't. It is.
Sincerely is
It
the
is-
next.
It is a thing.
Say again.
Well, to say,
Sincerely was the next verb on the list.
That's what I'm saying.
well, like, you know how you always say, like, are you being serious? And it's like, well, no, I'm not being serious, but I'm being sincere.
Are you being literal with me right now?
So if you take them both together, it's sincerely. Sincerely?
If you stick them all together, it's an amalgamation, a conglomerate,
Can you make a word? Is that
connectitude.
Smurf? It's just Smurfy.
Fuck with my Smurfs. Come over there and slap the out of you. Because I haven't hit you lately, and it feels good.
But everything's Smurfy.
Makes me feel better.
I don't know what they're talking about. I lose it. It's very Smurfy. What's that mean?
Because you have to pay attention to their body language, bro. Yeah, man. You gotta read the signs.
It's hardly worth using words if you're gonna,
That's why the real people talk with their minds.
This Smurfalicious day.
You can go Smurf yourself.
What does that mean? Can it be anything other than a Smurfy day?
Smurf you.
If you're a Smurf living in a Smurf village, it's always Smurfy. I hate Smurfy.
It means usually cheery.
What? Smurfy?
Fucking look at this shit.
See, that's why I'm saying.
Is this like a
that's why we
thing?
need
Is this
people-
like Klingon speak? Like,
Somebody
is
in
there
the
a whole
background
manual on this?
checking into what we're saying. Is there really any reality to what we're saying? And yes, Smurfy apparently is a thing.
Yeah, but anyways, this is why I'm like, we need to start to merchandise. Merchandising. Spaceballs the flamethrower.
Need some merch. We should have a flamethrower.
The
We should
kids
have
love that
a
one.
Flamethrower of love.
Care Bears dare.
Can we do that?
Bro, we should get shirts
Can
with
we get like a happiness laser?
we need to get
do that?
No, we need to get shirts made up that it looks like the rainbow is 3D coming out of our bellies.
That would be awesome.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
you have to like hand out 3D glasses to everybody that looks at your t-shirt.
No, it's just the way it's like drawn.
It'll just do that.
It's like that picture where the eyeballs like follow you no matter where you're at. They're just always looking at you. You're just like, how do they do that?
Or like you ever see certain patterns and certain combinations of paint that just kind of do this weird shit to your eyes when you look at it.
We need to have a really deep conversation, don't we?
You never look at that like certain patterns. Like somebody could be wearing a sweater that has a certain pattern, and it's the colors or something, and it just like it's busy. It just looks like it's moving, and it's like nah. I don't know. You never had that happen, I guess. So I'm the odd man out as usual.
So JD, how are you doing? It's been
Attention,
a
while. All right. Well, obviously that means I think we're due for a break. Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
100.
I want to feel you.
That's really gross.
All right. So quick side note. Going back to Scrubs, there's a.
Wait, were we talking about Scrubs?
Yeah, earlier we did. Remember, because I was like, "Aren't you glad I didn't say How I Met Your Mother?" Were you not a part of the party pal?
Yes, I wasn't. The party pal.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right, hurry up.
So there's the thing where they're like talking about their relationship and this, that, and the other, and like they're kind of like just talking, like they're just giving a bunch of like, "Oh, we've done this and that," and da da da. And he's like, he's the only man that's been inside him, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" He's like, "Yo, I took his appendix out." It's like, "Oh, okay, that's a context,
Totally different. Hey.
Yeah, because the way he was, his inflection and tone and everything else, it really made it sound like he'd been inside of him.
So, on a more serious note, we got a break.
Could you touch the mic more? So
I could just like this. I could just get all over it.
That's actually pretty dope. But no, bro, like when you do,
does it make you feel uncomfortable when I do this?
No, you need to. Like if you got to grab this, and then when you need to, it's this. So you almost never try to touch that.
I'm just saying, green room, everything's allowed, and I'm just saying right now.
I'm just saying, dude, this is expensive equipment, and we need to respect it.
It's time to cut it out.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of you in a minute.
It's time to take a break.
Just can't whoop ass.
Go. Open that can right now. Open it, like right on the mic. Want to hear that?
We're gonna have a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're gonna have some words.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Words will be had.
Yeah, no, because I mean we're at a place, dude. It's like, yeah, we need to.
This is absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I know. There's more in the fridge. I think. I don't know. I grabbed some. I don't know. Well, there's stuff in there.
All right, but seriously,
you got choices.
On a serious note,
seriously,
I really have to pay.
Must have had like 11 Dr. Peppers.
Just saying.
Alabama. Atlantis.
Atlantis.
Oh, it's been way more than 100 episodes.
Two on my list.
You were talking about Atlantis, like Alanis Morissette.
Atlantis.
No,
Atlantis.
Atlantis. Like I was at Atlantis. It's as if the place was named Atlantis.
I was in the Bahamas, Atlantis.
I was at Atlantis. Atlantis. Not Alanis.
That was way more than 100 episodes.
It was way more than 100 pounds of beef.
That's what she said.
All right, anyway. B-sides in the green room.
B-sides in the green room.
It's Gemini.
Billy Deep.
Fact check is Miss JD.
Pregnant pause. Yo, be good to yourself. Be good to everyone else, fam. Love
Do
you.
unto others.
Do on to others. Bro, you can't say that kind of shit.
Dude, I did not say. You putting words in my mouth.
Better than doo-doo in your mouth.
I just said do unto others.
You said doo-doo, bro. You're gonna hurt. No, you're gonna hurt it. You're gonna hurt it when you come back and later. You're gonna get you're gonna hurt it.
There was no doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
You was the doo-doo.
Who do you think you are, Mister?
All right, for real though. For reals.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.